Hey, who wants to learn how to tie an arrowhead? I've had some requests for it and a custom order, so I'm going to demonstrate that. I have a t-shirt that's been soaked in soda ash. It's been spun out, so it's just slightly damp, which is perfect for folding. And then I've centered the t-shirt. I do have a video on centering, so just do a search how to center a t-shirt, and that'll show you how I got just the front of it pulled forward. This is the back of the t-shirt and the sleeves. I tucked the sleeves in together there. So anyways, this is the line right down the center of the t-shirt. And what I've done is made myself a template of an arrowhead. You can freehand it one way or another. You just need to get the arrowhead, half an arrowhead drawn onto the t-shirt. So what I'll do is use a washable marker and draw this out right around my template here. Alright, so once you have your arrowhead drawn on, what I'm going to do after I get it folded is I'm going to tie it up with kite string, so I have that standing by. You can use rubber bands, but it might be a little more difficult getting this fold in there. The most difficult part is going to be this loop here, well, the two loops, actually three, it's an S turn here. Anyways, so as I fold this, I'm going to try to keep this nice and straight here. So as it goes up over, it's going to be matching on the same side here. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit for you. So wherever your line is at on this side, you want it to be matching on this side. You don't want it to be off kilter. So if it's going up here, you don't want it going down at an angle on the other side. So try to keep those straight, and it's going to mean kind of manipulating the t-shirt as we get around these corners here. So let's zoom back out and give this a try. So I'm going to fold this up, and what I'll do sometimes is reach underneath and fold that up just so that I can get it lined up there, and just make sure that each time you're going straight down. So you line that up and fold it over. Let's see if I can do this. So this here is going to be the first one, so I'm just going to kind of fold the t-shirt over a little bit, so there's just a little bit of a crease here just to take up some of the extra t-shirt so that this line can go straight down there. I don't know if you can see that, how I have that. And then that way I can fold the next line and just line it straight up. And then back down again. So that's the trickiest part, is just getting around those corners and keeping this. I mean, you can see that's not perfectly straight, it's a little bit off, but you want it fairly close there if you're going to keep your shape. And I always start up here at the top and get these folds out of the way, because if you fold all the way up this long edge, then you have to hold this while you're trying to do this. So start with the hardest part first. So as I line that up, like I say, I just kind of manipulate the t-shirt around, because that wants to go down at an angle this way instead of straight across this way. So you just have to kind of fold it around. Sometimes I'll set it back down on the table just so that I can try to line these things up here. So it takes some doing here, but with some practice you can get it down. So we're just going to keep working our way around here. Okay, I think I got around all the corners, and my line is just a little bit crooked, so I'm just using this tool to kind of poke in those edges and try to straighten this up a little bit there. Let's see if we can. Yeah, so that's nice and straight there across there. That's all of my folds. And now I just have this one big long fold to do down the edge here, so we'll just quickly fold the rest of this up. just getting close here. We'll get this tied off and then we'll get it dyed up. The rest of the part goes pretty fast once you get around those corners. Okay, now I'm going to use my kite string. I usually will wrap it around a couple times and then tie it off. 3 times. And then this is a good time you can take your washable marker and draw this line on the other side. And I know that mine's just a little bit crooked, so I'll take that into account as I draw the line on there. Okay, that part is done. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to fold up. This here is the actual arrowhead part, so I'm going to crinkle that up and tie it off. And that just will give the arrowhead itself some texture when I put dye on, if it's scrunched up nice and neat. So I'm just using this little tool just to kind of get in there and straighten out some of these folds or mess some of the folds up. Once I get that, then wrap it around here. And there's the arrowhead. And I'm going to just put a scrunch on the rest of the t-shirt. So I like to tuck the 2 sleeves inside each other. That just makes it easier to gather them up. And then you can just kind of work them so that they just fit right inside their own hole there. And I'm just going to scrunch the rest of the t-shirt up. Alright, and there is Arrowhead. So I'm going to go ahead and dye this up, so stay tuned here. Let me get my dyes out. Okay, we're back to dye the Arrowhead. So I got my black dye, my thick black dye, and there's also a video on how to make the thick black dye. What this does is it goes on and it stays pretty much where you put it. It spreads just a tiny bit compared to the regular liquid where it's going to spread a lot. So I don't want it to spread too much. So I'm going to put my thick black dye. The only thing is that this thick black dye doesn't soak in as far either. It's not going to spread out as far, but it's not going to soak in. So I usually kind of tap the bottle down into the creases just a little bit. And that just helps get the dye down inside further. The other thing you can do is if you have a metal tool, this one here is a cuticle pusher, so it's got a nice soft edge on the end here, is you can use that and just kind of push right along that black line. And what that's going to do is squeeze some of that black dye down deeper into the t-shirt. So those are a couple things. So I'm going to put the line on the other side here, and I can see already that that black dye has started to soak through just from me pushing on it. So it's working good here. We'll do that one more time. Push in from the other side. Okay, and then I'm going to dye the Arrowhead with gray. This is kind of a dark gray. I better add some more water to it. Hold on. Okay, we lighten this up just a little bit. So I'm going to dye the Arrowhead in gray. I want to leave a little bit of white so I'm not putting it on really thick there. So we'll leave a little bit of white on the inside. And then the other thing I'm going to do, just for some texture, is I'm going to use the thick black dye and squirt a little bit of this on. Or the other thing you can do, just to make sure you get just a little bit, is I'll squirt some on the table, use a brush, and then you can dab it on. And that way you're getting just some highlights instead of it soaking in a lot. So this here just going just on the edges that are sticking up here. So that leaves the rest of it in there as black or as white and gray. So that'll give us a nice texture, and we'll see the results there at the end. And then the rest of this I'm just going to dye in rainbow colors. So we'll zoom back out so you can see everything, and I'll probably just fast forward as I go through this because you don't need to watch me rainbow it. So here we go. Okay, there's the Arrowhead and the rest of the t-shirt in rainbow. So what I'm going to do is let this set up for a couple days, then I'll wash it out, and before I post the video I'll post the results at the end of this video so you'll be able to see how it turned out. Thank you for watching. Please like and share my videos. Give them a thumbs up. Thank you. Have a good day.